the tall tale of forgiveness. In the heart of the African savanna, where the grass stretched as far as the eye could see, lived two unlikely friends, Gerry the giraffe and Ziggy the zebra. Gerry was the tallest animal in the entire savanna, with a long, graceful neck that seemed to touch the clouds. Ziggy, on the other hand, was much shorter but beautifully striped in black and white. Every day, Gerry and Ziggy would meet by the old baobab tree to play and share stories. They loved to watch the sunset together, with Gerry describing the beautiful colors to Ziggy, who couldn't see as high up. One sunny afternoon, as they were walking to their favorite spot, Gerry spotted some delicious-looking leaves on a tall acacia tree. His mouth watered at the sight. "Oh, those leaves look so tasty," Gerry exclaimed, stretching his long neck towards the treetop. Ziggy looked up, squinting against the bright sun. "Which leaves, Gerry? I can't see that high." Gerry was so excited about the leaves that he didn't hear Ziggy's question. He started munching away, savoring every bite of the succulent leaves. Ziggy called out again. "What are you eating? Can you share some with me?" But Gerry was lost in his leafy feast. He continued to munch and crunch, not noticing that Ziggy was feeling left out and a little hurt. After a while, Gerry finally looked down and saw Ziggy standing there, looking sad. "Oh, Ziggy! I'm sorry I got carried away with these delicious leaves. Would you like some?" Ziggy shook his head. "I can't reach them, Gerry. And you didn't even answer me when I asked about them earlier." Gerry felt a pang of guilt. He had been so focused on his own enjoyment that he had ignored his friend. "I'm really sorry, Ziggy. I didn't mean to ignore you. Let me get some leaves for you right away." But as Gerry reached for a low-hanging branch, he accidentally knocked it with his long neck, causing a shower of leaves to fall on Ziggy's head. "Oops," Gerry exclaimed, watching as Ziggy shook the leaves off, looking even more upset. "Never mind," Ziggy said with a sigh. "I think I'll just go home now," and with that, Ziggy turned and trotted away, leaving Gerry feeling terrible. For the next few days, Ziggy didn't come to meet Gerry by the old baobab tree. Gerry waited and waited, feeling lonelier with each passing sunset. He missed his friend terribly and felt awful about how he had behaved. On the third day, Gerry decided he couldn't wait any longer. He had to find Ziggy and apologize. He set off across the savanna, his long legs carrying him quickly over the grassy plains. He found Ziggy near a small watering hole, grazing with a group of other zebras. Gerry approached slowly, his head lowered in shame. "Ziggy," he called out softly. "Can we talk?" Ziggy looked up, surprised to see Gerry so far from their usual meeting spot. He hesitated for a moment, then nodded and walked over to the giraffe. "Ziggy, I'm so sorry for how I behaved the other day," Gerry began, his voice filled with sincerity. "I was selfish and thoughtless. I got so caught up in my own enjoyment that I forgot about you, and that's not what friends do. Can you forgive me?" Ziggy listened quietly, looking up at Gerry's remorseful face. After a moment, he spoke. "Gerry, I was hurt that you ignored me and didn't think about sharing. It made me feel like I wasn't important to you." Gerry's eyes filled with tears. "Oh, Ziggy, you are so important to me. You're my best friend. I was wrong, and I feel terrible about it. I promise to be more considerate in the future. Is there anything I can do to make it up to you?" Ziggy thought for a moment, then smiled. "Well, there is one thing. Could you use your long neck to help me see the sunset from up high? I've always wondered what it looks like from your view." Gerry's face lit up. "Of course. That's a wonderful idea." He lowered his neck, allowing Ziggy to carefully climb up and sit comfortably. Then, very slowly and gently, Gerry raised his head until Ziggy could see over the treetops. Ziggy gasped in wonder. The savanna stretched out before him, bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. The sky was a canvas of oranges, pinks, and purples that he had never seen before. "It's beautiful," Ziggy exclaimed. "Thank you for sharing this with me." As they watched the sunset together, Gerry felt a warmth in his heart. He had learned an important lesson about friendship and forgiveness. From that day on, he always made sure to include Ziggy in everything he did, and he used his height to help his friends see and experience new things. The other animals in the savanna soon noticed the change in Gerry. He became known not just as the tallest animal, but as the kindest and most considerate one too. Gerry and Ziggy's friendship grew stronger than ever, built on a foundation of understanding, forgiveness, and shared experiences. And every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, you could see the silhouette of a tall giraffe with a small zebra perched on his head, watching the beautiful African sunset together, a true picture of friendship and forgiveness. The end.